you are, finally! I've been searching everywhere for you. This is a matter of utmost importance. You simply must help me. My Duncan has gone missing, and if we don't find him soon, he might be in grave danger. Please, you have to find him. I can't possibly be a widow at my age. Mourning clothes are dreadfully unflattering on me. Oh, let me think. Just 2 days ago, or perhaps 3, I've been terribly occupied with redecorating the mansion and designing an entire new wardrobe for our extended stay in the South. Duncan and I never felt the need to be constantly together. In fact, we both find such behavior utterly gauche. A marriage is merely a contract, after all. No need to romanticize it unnecessarily. Commoners, perhaps. People of my standing cannot afford to indulge in such frivolities. We have entire bloodlines and fortunes to consider. Some of these alliances span as far back as the homelands. Love is something to sing about at court, but marriage is a transaction. My mother instilled that in me when I was just a little girl with pigtails. Very fashionable ones, of course. It is indeed. Well, it's a shame you were born into the unwashed masses, I suppose. Oh, yes, of course. Someone delivered a ransom letter to the mansion. Quite absurd, really. Duncan is the one who handles all the finances. I'm not even sure where he keeps the money. And I certainly don't plan to lower myself to meet the demands of some lowlives. That's why I need you to retrieve my husband. He's not dead. Don't be ridiculous. They need him for the money, don't they? Honestly, must I do all the thinking? I tried, but that oaf at the gate forbade me from entering the keep. Outrageous. Besides, have you met them? They are utterly incompetent. They fancy themselves as Southern Knights of the Round Table. I have met actual knights, and trust me, these men are not the same. Marvelous. Here's the letter. All the details should be inside. Now, chop chop, there is no time to waste. Well, you're back, but I...
Damn it, I should have guessed she'd hire you. I was hoping she'd notify the keepers and then just forget about me after a week or two. Clearly, I was considering making a deal with one of the local gangs to stage an actual kidnapping, but I thought better of it in the end. They're not exactly a trustworthy bunch. I didn't want to disappear forever, but I was afraid they might do their job a bit too well, Oh, you have no idea. I had to get away before Alyssa drove me completely mad. There's never a moment of peace with that woman. I'm finished with her, with everything. I'm starting anew. Maybe in Timberwall, Farsha, anywhere really. She can do whatever she wants. Oh, please, you know my wife. She even dragged you into that entire debacle with the mansion. Now she has decided she wants to stay here, to leave Camelot, leave our entire life behind and move to the middle of nowhere. And I bet in 2 months you'll want to move again, maybe to the Forlorn Swords or somewhere equally absurd. I just can't take it anymore. I'm too old for this. I want a loving wife, a family, some damn stability at last. When I arrived in Camelot, I had money, but I lacked useful connections. The Morays were an old and well-respected family on the edge of financial ruin. Our interests were aligned. As for Alyssa, she was young, beautiful, and, well, we barely spoke before the wedding. I thought it was their strict traditions, but really they probably didn't want her scaring me off. I hoped she'd settle down eventually, but these people, they're just different. All they care about is outdoing each other. Leaving a woman like Alyssa isn't that simple. Her family would ruin me, and I provided them with the means to do so. Believe me, it was simpler to cut my losses, grab what money I could, and start over as far away from them as possible. I cut off my finger, just in case someone did come looking. I hoped they'd find it and bring it to Alyssa as proof that I was gone. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. I guess I didn't think it all the way through. And yeah, I wasn't expecting it to hurt so much. No, she doesn't. She's only interested in having a husband who fulfills her every need. In her eyes, our marriage is perfect. Or at least it's perfect for someone like her. Look, my parents had a loving, harmonious relationship. That's what I wanted for myself. But when that didn't happen, I chose to marry to improve my social standing, hoping love would eventually come. It never did. No, I haven't, because I know she's just not the right person for me. I don't love her, and she doesn't love me. And believe it or not, I think she deserves more than that. She just hasn't realized it yet. Just tell her I'm dead, Say, my body was eaten by bears or something. Please, if I go back, we'll just both end up miserable forever. Oh, come on. Fine. Here, take some of my savings. It's all I can offer without starving myself to death inside of a month. Just please be gentle when you tell her, And goodbye. I hope we never meet again. Oh,
Well, you're back, but I see that you're alone. Surely a few mere bandits didn't outwit you. He did what? No, you must be mistaken. Duncan would never do such a thing to me. He knows it would ruin him. But that leaves him with nothing. No, I refuse to believe this. This must be some cruel jest. Leave. I can't bear to look at you. Must we do this now? Well, but oh, it's you again. How marvelous. Have you come to revel in my despair, to observe the depths to which I've plummeted? Oh, well, as you can see, I'm completely miserable. You may leave now. Truly, do you even need to ask? Of course not. My life is in a shambles. Should I dare to return to Camelot, I'd become a laughingstock. But I know he's not. It would gnaw at me from within. Every time someone expressed their condolences, I would feel like a fraud. I apologize, but I'm not as seasoned in the art of deception as you might be. I do have my dignity, after all. Here? In this bandit-infested provincial backwater? And pray tell, what am I to do here exactly? That's an intriguing notion, though I must admit, the South doesn't exactly strike me as a place that's ripe with opportunities, as Duncan used to say. And where would I even find appropriate materials? I doubt the local so-called merchants offer anything beyond rudimentary linen and leather. Not to say those don't have their uses, but I would still need some finer fabrics. You're right. After all, I did secure this estate single-handedly, did I not? I am fully capable of becoming independent. When I create my first masterpiece, I will just send a sample to one of my friends in Camelot. Securing a distinguished clientele should then pose no issue. Ha! I am rather extraordinary, aren't I? Well, I suppose that could work, as long as you at least try to keep blood off them. Oh, no, dear gods. I will most definitely need to hire a competent washerwoman. Or man, since this part of Avalon appears to be lacking any other options. I must confess, this concept grows increasingly appealing by the minute. Now, if you'd be so kind as to excuse me, I have much to prepare. Do visit again when you have something of interest.
Being watched. Watch your back.
It's... Aye, I'm sorry to tell you, but this here piece is just a fancy trinket. You might as well ask me to hammer a piece of glass. I'm afraid I can't help you there, friend.
What? A fake? Impossible. I would never knowingly sell a fake Arthurian relic. You must be mistaken. I acquired this relic from a trusted source. I assure you, perhaps your eye isn't discerning enough to appreciate its true value. I can assure you, my friend, that you are mistaken. Perhaps your blacksmith doesn't have as discerning an eye as I do. Well, you're clearly still new to the ways of relics. You must understand that once you've owned one, it's yours for good. It's like an unbreakable bond, and I'm afraid I couldn't sever it even if I wanted to. Besides, these relics are far too valuable to just return. Just think of the prestige and power it can bring you, my friend. Trust me, you won't regret keeping it.
Listen, friend, I'm just a humble trader trying to make a living. You can't expect me to offer refunds on goods that have already changed hands.
It's just not good for business, you know? Your purchase was a one-time deal. As far as I'm concerned, you got what you paid for. Besides, these ancient relics, they're one-of-a-kind items, and there are always going to be some naysayers out there. But let me make it up to you. I'll offer you a special deal on my other relics. Trust me, you won't regret it. How about it? I am deeply offended. I assure you, my merchandise is one of the finest quality. Perhaps there was an honest mistake, but you could at least try to appreciate that I'm willing to make it right. I've been in this business for years, and I pride myself on my reputation for honesty and integrity.
Listen, I can understand your frustration, but let's not resort to violence here. We can work this out like civilized people.
How about I offer you an even bigger discount on your next purchase? Or perhaps I could interest you in a different, even more valuable item?
Don't let a little setback ruin our potential business relationship. Let's put this behind us and move forward, shall we? Yes? Yes?
There is no. Have you seen the flower? Behold, the god. Where could?
should stay out of trouble.
Thanks, but I don't need the whole story on how you got them. To annoy me to death, I bet. Now, leave me alone. I've had enough talking for one day. You can come back when it's time to see the pumpkins.
Less attention, the better. If I just stay put, everything will be just fine. The less attention, the better. Just keep your head down. Just passing through. Just keep your head down. You need to do that. If I just stay put, everything will be just fine. I should stay out of trouble.
Thanks, but I don't need the whole... Sounds about right. Pumpkins grow best in the weirdness. I just hope they'll take root here. You can go now.
The less attention, the better. Just keep your head down.
Looking for trouble? Guess you're too... Don't forget who you're dealing with. Thanks, but... We'll see about that. Now...
Stay quiet. Stay safe.
Indeed, the climate here will change a bit. Worried? Of course not. For someone who lives in fear, there's nothing else to do but sit in a crumbling hut praying to the All. I believe an alliance with the Dalriata could...
Did you hear? Looks like we've taken in some new refugees. This time, from the Forlorn Swords. And good for them. As far as I'm concerned, the Horns of the South can be a home for anyone. Safe travels.
If I just stay put, everything will be just fine. You need something.
Just another peaceful moment.
Blessings up. Father Leon. I knew him in my youth. He was my mentor, a truly devoted servant of the Prophet. Back then, he was already showing signs of being overly devoted, let's call it. He followed the word and the word alone, which might seem commendable, but it doesn't necessarily make for easy, everyday communication between brothers. He answered questions with quotes. Can you imagine? We never knew whether his faith was truly that strong, or if he was just mocking us. So, this letter, well, it doesn't prove much. It's true that it's written in a normal way, and not using quotes. But the seal matches, and the handwriting too, so I dare not question its authenticity. I dare say, however, that Father Leon's devotion might have turned into madness. Why shouldn't it? Certainly. May Kai's word always go.
you doing okay?
Good day.
Always a pleasure to see you. Hello. Leaving already? And we were...
Good to see you. The world's...
Have some spare food and
Just passing through.
You doing okay?
still alive. How revolting. Let's fix that, shall we? Why do you keep going? Surely you must see how pointless it all is.
You're not one of the rats scurrying about this place. Truth be told, you don't seem to belong here at all. Perhaps you shouldn't be here, eh? But in the grand scheme of things, it's none of my concern. Do you need something? Name's Gatto. Once upon a time, I used to be a rat catcher at the court of King Sagramore. Later, fate led me to catching rats here, outside the cold walls of Sagramore's castle. A king is a king. He bears the flaws inherent to any ruler, as if the crown itself bestows similar faults upon each bearer. But there's little to say about Sagramore. It's the queen, his wife, who is the true delight. She's scheming, spiteful, and beautiful. The ideal woman. Trust me, I've met King Sagramore on many occasions. He doesn't make much of a grand impression, and he used to have quite the short temper. There's not much around here. The most important places are my shop and Sagramore's court, just over there. You might also run into the Shroom Knight, the Queen's personal lapdog. Though he's a knight, he's a rat of the lowest order. I can't make heads or tails of him. No idea what he needs. If you want, go ahead and talk to him. I've grown tired of that fellow. Waiting for a customer. Are you interested? You know where to find me if you need anything.
Greetings to you, strange soul. You carry a light that doesn't belong to the Sagramor's realm. You're not from here, are you? I fear, then, that you won't be able to grant me absolution, at least not yet. Only a pure soul can bear the sins of another. My soul was once like that. I thought it would be enough to... I don't know what I thought. I've been here for so long. Not just anyone's. I took upon myself the sins of my queen. I had no choice. I swore an oath of loyalty. But if I had known the weight of the queen's misdeeds... Sometimes I wonder if this is my punishment. A punishment for consorting with someone so corrupt. I don't know. I sought meaning in the All-Mother, pondered the truths of the Red Priests. I searched for a merciful God, but all was silent. Then I came here, for Sagramor, soon to be king, was about to ascend to the pantheon of demigods, and beside him stood the Queen, as radiant as dawn, gentle as the light of spring. I swore to serve them until the end of time, yet she desired a true kingdom, regardless of the means. Next, there was the descent into the depths where we now find ourselves. This came to pass at the Queen's behest. How twisted and corrupted must one's soul be to desire something so dreadful, to rule alone over the world of shadows. I was stupid. Ah, that. It may be my only solace in this vale of tears. The fungus helps me keep my senses, attuning me to the rhythm of this forsaken kingdom, making me somehow understand. I feel the footsteps of the souls wandering about. I feel their ever unfulfilled needs and desires. The fungus conveys this to me quite clearly. Yes, and in a way, I accept the workings of this wretched place. I feel as though I am a part of it. It gives me some sense of belonging. And perhaps there is another future for this realm. Perhaps if we are all connected here, forming one single organism, it might lighten our burden? Who knows? Apparently, this is what the world looks like without gods. Everything that was meant to be born here was supposed to fulfill a beautiful mission. Instead, it became an endless wandering in the abyss. Sagramor took a wife, a woman whose power no one was aware of, much like her true intentions. And here it is, the kingdom deep in the abyss, with its abysmal king and queen. Scroll. Indeed, I recall seeing druidic sages arriving at the court long ago. I also witnessed powerful acts of magic. Surely the court custodian might know more, but you must forgive me. I cannot provide you with a more specific answer. May goodness and light guide you.
Ah, a new guest in our court. Welcome, stranger, to the humble halls of King Sagremore's castle. Are you here to seek an audience with the king and queen? Many are eager to see them, though most are the old regulars. I'm sure their highnesses will be pleased to see a new face. We haven't had many guests of late. Oh, no need to trouble yourself with me, my lord. I am but a simple custodian, a lowly servant of our gracious majesties. Though, if I had performed my duties better, perhaps there wouldn't be so much constant dying. Oh, it's no big deal. We live here in perpetual suspension. Time can't touch us, and it's all thanks to the Queen and her sisters, who decided that would be best for everyone. Well, as long as you don't sin against their majesties, then you might share my fate. Or that of Sir Stygander, who you may have encountered on your way to the castle. Loyalty, of course. Sir Stygander swore to our queen that he would remain faithfully by her side, and that he would take every sin of hers upon his shoulders. That was a very unfortunate pledge, as it later turned out. Now our brave and loyal Sir Stygander is atoning for sins that aren't his. But breaking his vows would be a sin in itself, requiring even more atonement. It's a no-win situation. But such is our fate. Well, I wanted to feel the softness of the royal bed. No, don't look at me like that. It's not what you think. The Queen's honor is intact, at least where I'm concerned. But I happened to be in the chamber when King Sagremore appeared. He wasn't alone, and his companion wasn't the Queen. It was one of the harpist sisters. But shush. The king didn't notice me, but the Queen caught on to my unease. She tried to force me to confess what I had seen. I think she suspected it involved one of the king's indiscretions. In the end, I was the one who paid for his sin. Oh well, it's the lot of servants to bear the burden of their lord's transgressions. Oh, I'm sure they will. But you might have to wait a bit. The king's schedule is completely full for the foreseeable future. And, before you ask, no, there's no way to speed it up. King Sagremore is very particular about treating all his subjects equally. Unless you're aiming to become the court jester, there's not much I can do to help. Though, now that I think about it, perhaps if the Queen's sisters put in a good word for you, you might just get to the front of the line. Oh, that would be Miss Clare and the midwife. Should I elaborate about the royal family in any particular order? She's the youngest of the sisters. She used to be so sweet and innocent. But now, well, I shouldn't gossip. I'm already trying to make up for that. Just know that Miss Clare isn't a bad person. She became envious of the Queen's love for the king and ended up chasing after boars who never really returned her feelings. I don't know much more than that. Talking to Miss Clare is rather, difficult. You'll see what I mean. She's a wonderful woman, completely dedicated to family. She loves all the royal children. You'll be fine, as long as you don't insult her family. I'm glad you asked, my lord. All you need to do is kill me, and the keys to the sisters' chambers will reveal themselves to you. Yes, exactly. It's no big deal. I've died thousands of times. That's just how it is for me. Ever since Sagremore's kingdom was established, I've been the keeper of the keys to all the chambers in the castle. And with magic, when a spell says, "Guard at the cost of one's own life," well, it tends to take that phrase quite literally. If I died forever, I wouldn't be able to guard the keys anymore. Right? So I come back to life every time someone needs a key from me. That's just how things work around here. Hello again, my lord. Have a splendid time.
not Bors. Bors in the letters. The letters to Bors, to beloved. These, all of them, I write. Letters to beloved Bors, I write. I write only letters to Bors, to beloved. Yours, Claire. Sister has a tablet. Once she had it. Once, sister. In Sagramor's arms. Once. Me in Bor's arms. Forever. Yours, Claire. My beloved. My dearest. Bors. No, not my... Once upon a time, there lived a young maiden named Claire. So she endured, her heart steadfast in its belief that love could shatter even the darkest of spells, and that one day, somehow, she and Bors would reunite. It was the height of summer when young Bors first laid eyes on the maiden of his heart, working in the fields, his skin bronzed by the sun. He paused as the sound of hooves drew near. A lone maiden approached, her hair shimmering like spun gold, her cheeks rosy and her waist snugly drawn into a spring green corset. While the other peasants bowed their heads, Bors stared unabashedly. Sensing his gaze, the maiden turned sharply, startling her steed. The horse reared and she tumbled from the saddle, straight into Bors's waiting arms. Their eyes met, and in that instant, the maiden felt herself lost. A warmth bloomed upon her cheeks, but a deep foreboding stirred in her stomach. For she knew there would never be another man who could claim her heart so completely. From that day forward, she rode past the fields daily, offering Bors water and sharing quiet moments beneath the shade of a willow tree. Days stretched into nights, and the two surrendered to love. But one day, As the maiden passed the field, her beloved Bors was nowhere to be found. She waited beneath the willow until darkness fell and reluctantly returned to the castle. The next day, and the one after that, she returned. But Bors never did. Summer turned to autumn, and the maiden ceased her rides. She withdrew into the shadowed stillness of her tower, her heart heavy with unending sorrow. Unbeknownst to her, Bors's bones lay bleached and brittle beneath the sun, hidden in the very field where their love had bloomed. For in Sagramor's kingdom, no crime was graver nor punishment swifter than love. Long ago, there lived a maiden named Claire, fair of face and gentle of heart, cursed by her cruel sister to remain imprisoned in a high tower, forbidden to step beyond its walls or look out of the window. She spent her days weaving a tapestry of the outside world, a world she could glimpse only through the reflection in an enchanted mirror. Yet Claire dared not lift her eyes from the loom, for the curse was absolute. If she ever stopped her weaving to gaze out the window herself, the fragile thread of her life would snap. One day, the mirror revealed a grand procession on the road below. Among them rode a knight clad in gleaming silver armor, a sapphire cape following behind him. His warm eyes and copper hair struck Claire's heart with longing. Unable to resist, she rose and stepped toward the window for a glimpse of the gallant knight. The moment she moved, a terrible pain gripped her chest and the mirror shattered. Claire, knowing the curse had claimed her, fled the tower. She reached the road just as the procession passed, grasped the knight's cape, and collapsed. Sir Bors turned a sudden tug, leapt from his horse and caught her. Her breath grew faint, and she whispered, "Do not grieve, for I am glad to have seen you, my knight." With those words, her spirit departed. Sir Bors wept bitterly, for never had he seen a maiden of such beauty and grace. His heart swelled with both joy and despair, for he knew he would never again love another as he loved the fair and cursed maiden, Claire. In the days of King Sagramor, there lived Bors, a wandering minstrel whose songs were famed for their beauty and sorrow. Among his melodies was one that bore the weight of his heart, the ballad of a lady named Claire. Claire, a noblewoman of unmatched grace, had been betrayed by her jealous sister, who sold her to a rival lord for power. Locked in a distant tower, her pleas for rescue went unheard. But Bors, who had once sung for her in her father's court and fallen deeply in love, learned of her plight and vowed to save her. He journeyed to the castle where she was held and sang beneath its mist-shrouded walls each night, hoping she might hear him. At last, a faint voice joined his song. Claire, her spirit unbroken despite her captivity, determined, Bors devised a daring plan. Each evening he sang in the castle hall, lulling the court into an enchanted trance. When the moment was right, he slipped away to free Claire. Together they fled through shadowed halls, hearts pounding with hope. But as they reached the forest edge, disaster struck. The alarm was raised, and the guards gave chase. Armed only with his loot, Bors faced the guards to protect Claire. In the struggle, he was struck down, his body falling beside his broken loot. Claire was dragged back to the castle, her heart forever bound to the minstrel who had died for her. I was writing something important. Do you know what it was? Here, you've read these notes on the stacks of paper. My handwriting. I must have written them, yes. Strange. No, I'm sorry. My sister. I have two sisters. One older and another the eldest. She wanted Sagramore. She wanted the crown. She has everything except love. She has no desire for love. She wants to rule. Love is not necessary. Power is. Fear is. It's at the very top, above all else. To see everything. To hear everything. She does. She holds the power of the men here. She has everything. Yes, Bors, my former lover. I have fond memories of him. Really? Perhaps that was true once. I longed for my own Sagramore. I craved love, true love. A beloved, not a dog. My dearest Bors, I'm sorry. Enough. She sees all, hears all. Her arms are long. They're everywhere. Go now, go. I was writing something. Enough.
Who goes there? Are you here to see the children? Oh, my sweet babies. I lost them. I lost them all before they even got here. They scattered, poor things, like dandelions in the wind. My little flowers, they're all gone. Met their grim fates within these castle walls. They die and die at the hands of those who should have loved them, or through their neglect. Poor little things. They deserved so much better. After all, they were barely more than blood on our sister's white sheets. They are here because I wished for them so desperately. I hoped my sister would be happy. But you cannot force something that was never meant to be. Yet I tried, and tried, and tried. Now they haunt my dreams and waking hours, while the Queen has forgotten she ever carried them under her heart. The Queen? She wants nothing to do with me. I failed her so terribly that she no longer wishes to see me. I've fallen so far from her good graces. But I will make it right. You'll see. I just need the children here, safe and sound. Maybe when she sees them, even as they are, she will love them just as much as I do. No, I swear they are here. They are all here. Our little princes and princesses. They never were, and never will be. Yet they give me no rest. Last night, I dreamt of our brave Wieland pierced by 100 arrows. 2 nights before, he was swallowed by the water. He never left his mother's womb, yet he calls to me always. But I cannot find him. So I write. I write when he last showed himself to me, so I'd know, so I could go to him if I ever had a moment of peace. Really? You'd do that? And you won't hurt them, will you? Please, I cannot bear to hear their cries anymore. I need them close, so I can watch over them as I was meant to. If I could keep that one promise I made to my sister, perhaps then I could finally know peace. Let me think. Renaud, the Crown Prince, loved to stand on the balcony, gazing down at the gardens, watching the legacy that will never come to be. Little Noah, covered in blood. His mother would wash him again and again, scrubbing endlessly. It feels like he rarely leaves the bathtub. Oh, and Hugo, such a sweet child, sleeping soundly in his cot, sleeping and sleeping, always and forever. He has his favorite lullaby. She stitched them into her prayers, yet the gods unraveled them one by one. Where are they? She stitched them into her prayers.
He's gone. Young Prince Renard. Oh, by the gods, lost for good this time. The midwife will wring my neck with her bare hands. I can't. No, I won't go back to her like this. And the Queen, she'll do worse. Much worse. Have you ever seen her angry? Hopefully not. She has ways. Cruel ways. The lash is the kindest punishment among all of them. My favorite. Oh, yes, of course. Straight into the void. He stood there for a long while, just staring into the well. And then he was gone. He just stepped in like it was the most natural thing in the world. Oh, surely you don't mean to. Oh, may the gods watch over you. Or, no, wait. Better they don't look upon someone heading into a place like that. They might feel disgusted. But I wish you luck. Remember, everything you do is being judged. I should have stuck to serving feasts.
Did the midwife send you? Or was it that coward who's supposed to be keeping me under their heel? Don't take it personally. You're not that special. Nobody is. I just wanted you to leave me alone, but as always, everything in this house proves hopelessly useless. Any form of service, flawed and feeble. They lack competence. Next time, I'll find a deeper despair and an emptier void to hide in. The firstborn of the king and queen, a proper little princeling, almost grown, though life has never tested me thanks to the comfort I was raised in, which is why I'm full of whims, why I think only of trivialities, why I'm just a gilded youth, unable to appreciate what I have. I won't bother listing every one of my vices. Mother won't be pleased with how miserably the court servants perform their duties. She never handled disobedience well. Well then, we can skip pedagogical lectures, as I know you'll force me to return at the end. And later, I'll try to run away again. Of all my mother's obsessions, control is her greatest. Everything must bend to her will. That's why I take so much pleasure in defying her. Poor father, letting her trample him like that. It seems a crown on a man's head weighs him down and dulls his mind. The charms of power. They say I take after him. Look closely, and you'll see all you need to know. How pitiful I must be then. Above? What above? There's nothing there either. Here, emptiness turns into more emptiness. Nothing begins, nothing ends. The same, over and over again. I'll tell you something. This place, all this darkness and silence, is no different from what awaits us in the gardens, the halls, or the chambers. Spare yourself the trouble. You don't have to drag me by the hand. I know the way back. The Queen's little lapdog. Phew.
You found the young master. Joy, such great joy. I owe you a debt or two. We simple folk, we must stick together. Here, take this. I hope it serves you well. Good that the young master is back where he belongs.